Om Vasudeva Shutam Devam Kangsha Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnan Bande Jagadgurum. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We salute Sri Krishna, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, who is the delight to Mother Jashoda, who is the destroyer of the demons like Kamsa and Chanura, and the Guru of the world and Lord Himself. We salute Him again and again. Om peace, peace, peace. So, we are in the Narada's way of love again, and we have read up to verse number 11, 12. No? Yes. We have read up to verse number 12. So, what we have read is that as we are practicing the devotion, to reach the path of supreme love is the goal of life. That is the Parabhakti, and this Narada is talking about that type of intense love for God, which will be not ordinary, where heart and soul all will be poured into one truth, and that is God and God alone. And if that situation comes, what to do? It is the giving up all other refuge. One will have to run for God and God alone. No, and support. But how much, how long to do? What happens about our day-to-day rituals, day-to-day activities, our responsibilities, duties? What to do about that? And what about the Vedic karmas? In those days, there are Vedic actions, giving some oblation to the fire ceremony and other things. It is to be followed. What will happen about them? So, the verse number 11, already we read, it told that whatever the Laukika karma, the transactional world, you are doing your normal behavior, those transactional things and daily activities sit there. So, Laukik and Vedic karmas, all these activities, what are conjoined in the scriptures to do, that's one thing. And another thing is that which is daily, day-to-day karma, we should perform those activities. And he will be taught virodhisu, and things which are opposed to that, one will have to get out of that type of activity. Activities congenial to spiritual practice should be imbibed and continued as is meant in the scriptures, to follow those. And to avoid those things, performance such similar secular and sacred activities, which are favorable for your growth of devotion, they will continue. And they will reject those things which are antagonistic to your growing your devotion and love for God. And then next we have read that how long to do? Because we cannot go beyond do's and don'ts. Just because you think that I am following the path of love for God. So you have to follow the do's and don'ts, the righteous activities and don'ts. Uh, Even you have achieved the highest, you should behave in a way that it your behavior matches with the instruction of the scriptures. Though Noahs of truth have no restriction, but they should follow that. Otherwise, what people will learn? You are a spiritual person, you have intoxicated love, and then you do whatever you like. It may not be anything for you because you are an accomplished spiritual person. But no, for the people who follow, they see the word. It is said that jad jad acharati srashtaha, where the srashta, the great people, great spiritual people, what that acharati, what they behave, how they think and talk, tat tat eva itarajana. Other ordinary people will follow that type of, whatever the great people do, masses follow them. So, therefore, they should behave following the injunctions of the scriptures and following the norms, even they have accomplished. What the question of those people who are now practicing? So this is very important point. So we read that verse number 12 also, where it says scriptures are to be followed as long one's spiritual life is not firmly established in God. Of course, for us who are struggling. And if that practice continues, what will happen? After realization, your behavior will follow as you have practiced. No, every practice, good practice, you can find that continues till death. Hmm? We have seen our swamis who practice getting up at 3 o'clock, 3:30, like that. They continue till death. Huh? Uh, Even they're sick physically, but 3 o'clock they will be doing their up, and they'll try to think about their sit up, try to sit up and do meditation and prayer. So that is an inspiration, no? When our Swami Shahananda Maharaj was sick, in this sick condition, no? So he's getting up, and as soon as he gets up, he starts his rosary and just continuing, no? But it didn't happen on that day of the old age, no? Their habit is so much practice, even in the health condition is bad, that practice pushes them. And that gives an inspiration. Who have seen those things? Many of our monks, those who serve him, or even some boys who came that time. Hmm? The two boys who are here, Krishna and his elder brother. So they learn all these things. There was suddenly one South Indian boy, Sadhu, also came, and he was also serving. So he learned and saw that sadhus do whole life, night. So this is the thing, that practice has its effect for his own good and for the good of others. So 12 verse, that's why he says, until a man attains intense love for God, he must follow the injunctions of on page 49. We have read it. Follow the injunctions of the scriptures, do's and don'ts of for they are revealed truths and guides to the spiritual aspirant. Because what they do, what they speak, they are guides to the others. The society is guided by one Rama, one Krishna, one Buddha, one Shankara, no? And also by the saints or holy people we have seen, or many have seen. They are impacted. Ramana Maharshi is impacted so much. Why? Where there are thousand others. Because illumined people follow them. So and also it has been declared by Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita that he who flouts the commandments of the scriptures and acts on the impulse of his desires cannot reach perfection or happiness or the highest goal, etc. So we have read that, no? Last time. There is a parable also in that last 12 verse, which I just mentioned, that till you become established, firmly established in extreme devotion, highest devotion, you will have to follow the injunction of the scriptures. So there he says Sri Ramakrishna's story. Uh, the letter, no? Some father wrote a letter, no, somebody wrote a letter to the father, bring such things. And the man has lost a letter. And you are searching for letter here and there and there. Oije, going to the scripture. What is the injunction? What is to be done? What to purchase from the market? No, that list was missing. So he searched here and there and there and there and found the list. What is written? Do this, do this, do this, bring this, bring this, bring this. After arranging for bringing, he threw away the letter. So scriptures are important to get the guidance in life. And then after that you follow that, then scripture will follow you. Point is that you need not have to go for scriptures then. Scriptures will follow it. That's why Swami Shraddhananda one day talked about Swami Virajananda, who was the sixth president or fifth president of our order. Yes, sixth president of our order. He said that he was so intoxicated in meditation, his practice so much, that he would not do meditation himself, but meditation will meditate upon him. That his practice is that he gets the mood. Sitting means goes into the mood. He's seeing some rosary. When you have a rosary, you have to purify. By Guru does that. And he gives us the rosary. Not that you purchase from market and just start doing like that. So someday in his old age, Swami Atmasthanandaji, he was the secretary. There are many secretaries under him. To attend him, chief of them is Atmasthananda Swami. Another chief is on that side, Swami Shraddhananda. Shraddhananda is writing letters and correspondence, and Atmasthananda Maharaj was the in charge of looking at the other attending things, medicine, doctor, this, that, health, food, diet, this, that. So one day, the devotee, some devotees wanted mala. So a bunch of mala has been brought and given it to him. Maharaj, please touch it. You bless it. He did not have to do much, just touch. And his habit, he could not get mala many days. So beautiful mala, rosary, or what do you call the rudraksha beads, beautiful, new, fresh, available. And he seeing that, he started doing japa. He took one and started doing japa and getting up. He started, they brought it to just to touch blessing, and that will be Guru's blessing. But they started doing one and then taking another and going on and on and on. And it started so early, and his every routine is now broken. His lunch is not late. He has to eat lunch in time. Doctors have restrictions. Who will tell him? And he's absorbed in that. Who has the courage to say, Maharaj, give it away? So then he's going on, and everything is getting delayed, and everyone is saying, my God, when he is not finishing, he's catching again and again doing. That means there's so much practice that getting that as if a child gets his choicest food, he does not give up. So like that, he is enjoying there. And then rudely, Swami Atmasthananda Swami came, Maharaj, you have done enough. Give us. You are late. Give me. And he took it from his hand. He's little light like that. He's a little strong and loving, but at the same time, he can say something. And Maharaj, you'll have to give me. And I took away from his hand. And he, like a child, if he was eating good sweets or something, you take away from his mouth. How the child looks like? He said, Lagamari, huh? So he is so joyful that his japa is so favorite to his. That's why he used to do 110,000, 20,000 japa. 110,000 every day. It's not a matter of joke. 110,000. It's not Rama, 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 Rama. Our mantra is big. And he did that. So that's the practice. And see, even the story inspires us, no? If we do this story I am relating, I have heard only. I have heard from yeah, Shraddhanandaji. And that inspires us. And see, that's the habit of a monk or a devotee who loves God would be like that. Now, let us read today the verse number 13 on page 50 of the book by Swami Prabhupada on Narada's way of divine love. So, it says, the 13th verse says, Annatha patitya shankaya patitya ashankaya. Annatha, if one does not follow the scriptures till one's mind is established in that love for God. It has been established in love for God means mind does not go anywhere. Only that. Check it. It is going on or not. Check it. So unless unless you attain to that ecstatic love, you should have to follow the scriptures. Suppose someone says, what? I love God, and then I need not have to follow what the book has said. But books are not books. They're the guidelines. Because they realize people then, for the good of the society, they have written those things to practice, easy practice for. So otherwise, what will happen? Else there is a risk of falling. You drop. In your own whimsical way, Gita says, I told you all these things. Jodi na satsa, if you don't hear, binangshasi, you will be lost, you will be destroyed. Your spiritual life will be doomed. Doomed means it will be, the achievement will be not possible in your whimsical way. Krishna says, I tell you what is good for you, and I love you. For your best, I am suggesting. If you don't feel that that is important and you don't follow that, then you will be lost. So here also same thing. Or else the Shastra, the Annatha Patitya Ashanka. Patitya means patita. Ashanka means the danger, expectation. There is a potential danger of your falling from the path, from the route, from the journey of spirituality. That means tasmat shastrang pramanante. That's why Gita says. Therefore, how to live in life, in society, and in your life? Shastrang pramanante. The scriptures are the proof. Scriptures are the guidelines. Tasmat shastrang pramanante. Therefore, for you in your life, the Shastra, the scripture, be your guideline. So follow their path. So here the explanation given by Swami Prabhupada is this: if a man who has not yet attained God consciousness and became established in constant recollectedness of God, neglects to follow the spiritual disciplines that is prescribed by the scriptures and his guru, there is always the danger. What danger? Danger that the past impressions of sense pleasures and attachments to worldly objects and to worldly people will arise to threaten him, and that he will then fall from the path to union with God. Hmm? So, if a man has not yet attained, first of all, like us, we are all spiritual seekers, no? So, we should be very careful. Huh? So, when in a training time, training is rigorous, no? Afterwards, everyone becomes slow, slack. Suppose in the military, look at that. When they go for military training first, boot camp and this, how rigorous is that exercise and this and that? Does it go whole life? No. When you are expert, you become expert. Then they release you. Then not that rigorous training is not necessary. And spiritual life also, you will have to do rigorous spiritual practice, one-pointed practice, not distracting your mind into the loopholes, where it's called the pitfall areas. Yeah? That should be careful. And follow the scriptures, follow the Guru's words, follow the instruction of your mantra, meditation, whatever Guru has given, and don't deviate from that. If you do, then you do not know, other things will distract the mind. It's always doing that. We are always facing those challenges that how many things we don't wish, but our engagement happens, our mind gets engaged. So if a man who has not yet attained, fundamental point, not yet attained, but when he's attained, even if does something, it does not bother him. And if it happens that he does something to others, it is said that it brings good to the person. Because one who has become God intoxicated, God takes possession of the whole system. Even they scold us, even they do something wrong to our eyes, that is pretty good of that situation because he is in the God's hand totally. Don't think about them. You need not have to think about Brahmogaris. You did not have to think about those who have got into the intoxicating love of God. But for us, so it is not attain the God consciousness. That you are always thinking Rama, 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 Krishna, Krishna, or Ma, 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 Rama, Krishna. Everywhere Ma, 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 seeing. Until that God intoxicated mood does not come, when you become established in recollectedness, thinking the presence of God all the time, recollectedness, smriti, memory. Your memory is always pulling in your consciousness the divine. No? Unless it happens, then follow these scriptural disciplines. You follow the disciplines as has been given, directed by the holy people. They have no purpose. These are the scriptures, the sages. What is their intention? In this country, in this world, one writes a good book, hit book becomes a hit book, it gets a bestseller, number one. You get chunk of money, chunk of praise, chunk of name, chunk of fame, no? And people say, "Oh, did you read that book? That author." Many people author's name. Author becomes rich. Author becomes name. But this gift to the whole world by the scriptures are nameless sages and saints. Such people, they have no intention, even they don't know who has written the Upanishad. That's why the Western scholars are debating about what century it is written. It cannot be below 1000 years. Maximum we can say it is BC 1000 years. It is eternal wisdom. See the glory of those sages, how egoless are they? They don't care for their name or fame or any other intention. They got enough there within God. So they have given for the posterity. Even you don't see their signature. Who is that guy? So if we listen to them, he will not get any bonus. What you call? Not bonus. What you call? Remuneration. Remuneration? No, no. If you sell more book, you get publisher sends you money. What is that? Yes. Uh, that means if your book become famous, the publisher will sell more. It will become a bestseller. Bestseller, no, but you get the money from the publisher sends you money. Royalties. Royalty. See, they don't get any royalty. Even we do not know how they used to look. Who is that guy is? We write any book, my photograph will come, my bio will come, he starts get. Worthless book, maybe no one has any value in it. How many books are every day published? But this says this, talking about the eternal freedom, eternal bliss, selflessly, no expectation. They are neither getting royalty of name, fame, power, position, money, pleasure. Krishna, where are we giving anything to them? We get the benefit. But still we will not listen to them. But we will pay money and listen to the idiots. This is called Maya. Ignorance pushes us to go like this. So neglects to follow the spiritual disciplines that spiritual discipline prescribed by the scriptures and the Guru. And Guru is also, Guru will not say man, but Guru is only conveying the spiritual message which is transmitted to him from his Guru, from his Guru, from his Guru. It is a channel, no? Only the same spiritual current. So that's why Guru and Shastra, two things are very important in spiritual life. Follow Guru and follow scripture. Scriptures are just matchless to bring purity. Even reading them, you find spiritual energy. So, how long you will do this practice? Till your mind is settled in God, or your mind flows for love of God and God uninterruptedly, and your recollectedness comes. No, anything happens, your mind will think of God. To go to M's life, M, the writer of the gospel, you go to him, you read the stories. There are 16, 18 volumes of book has come out every day. How he used to talk, how he used to speak, how anyone went there and how he's greeting him and talking to him. You just bring politics, because freedom fighting movement is going on that time. Naturally, it's a crying, very powerful message from the society wants to hear. What about God? God realized, country is to be made free. Social problems. But if bring it, he will in with split second correct it. Connect with Ramakrishna. Twist it. Oh, yes, it is true. But Ramakrishna used to say like that. And then you are falling into the ditch. So recollectedness, his recollectedness is that day we are reading a letter of Swami Turiyananda. And Swami Baburam Maharaj was humbly saying, see, Hari Maharaj, Swami Turiyananda, he is an Advaita Vedanta established Swami now. And Baburam Maharaj said that, you see, I am day and night working in the mart, looking after the cowshed and doing the chore things and cleaning and managing this, and devotees are coming, cooking, cleaning and feeding and then talking to them. They are mundane work, no? I'm doing this, what will happen? Please bless me. So Hari Maharaj, then Turiyananda Swami said, Baburam Da, or dear Baburam, our senior brother, don't delude me. In you there is the cows and garden and flower garden and everything, but nothing minus Ramakrishna. How you ignited in me the spirit of Ramakrishna when you showed me everything of the Belur Math. It is Thakur's. This fruit goes to Thakur. This is the garden of Thakur. Ramakrishna. This ashram. Everything belongs to Ramakrishna. It is not this Atmavidanana, not this, that is not. It all belongs to Thakur. Everything. One piece of broomstick belongs to Thakur. It's his. That is called remembrance of God in everything. And he said that whatever you showed me, everything was a remembering the God. কোথায় বসবো? এটাই বসবো। So everything was remembrance. Remembrance was God, remembering God. So it should be, everything will remind you of God. So your action should follow that any scripture, it should follow the scripture, unless you are listening to the Guru. And the recollectedness, you are established constant recollectedness. That means every situation should take you to God. That practice, that is good, easy practice in home and also in monastery. If one creates that this world is Thakur's, it is all Ramakrishna's, all Mother Kali, everything is Ma. No, this room belongs to Ma. This room belongs to Thakur. This place belongs. This room is belong to Ramakrishna. We are only doing some work, his work we are doing. So it should remind us of God. So that recollectedness, when one gets established, then you can do, even you don't follow the scriptures and take the scripture, hey, what is written in the scripture? Am I following that? No, you need not have to match that. But till then, you have to follow practices. And there is always the otherwise, if you don't do to your guru's words and then neglect the scriptures disciplines, there is always the danger. You do not know. Inadvertently, you will do mistakes unless you match with the disciplines are given by the. That means we when a questionnaire is come, what do? You tick mark. Yes, 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 yes. No. So unless it is tick marked to God, 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 there is every chance of your failing in the examination. Proper response should be there. And proper response is for spiritual life, God. And everything. You are eating food, you remember God. You are taking a glass of water, you remember God. You are just interacting with somebody, mentally think you are interacting the Lord in the person. That means it should remind you of God. So that should be the quick. If you sometimes people say, how shall I quickly go realize God? Quickly realize God, you have to do this. 24 hours to remind yourself. Anything you are doing, it is God. It is God's recollectedness. Otherwise, if forgetting world means what happens? It's giving the past impressions. If you give the mind gap, what it does? It gets a gap, not thinking positively. What it will do? It will bring from his own past samskaras, bubble up one thought. Past impressions, sense pleasure. Oh, sense pleasure means something you saw beautiful in your eyes, something you heard, your beautiful song or beautiful words, sweet something, a tongue, some food you have eaten. Mind will be remembering all this. Five senses are there, five memories, and their impression is in our mind stock. Every experience is going to the mind, subconscious of the mind. So when they find no positive thinking, your effort to remember God is not there. Your mantra is not going on. Your practice is not, or you are not trying to think of the one-pointed flow towards God. The gap will be there. In that gap, all the past samskaras, even not in this life. Maybe where from it comes, you do not know. Sometimes you get really disturbed. Why they are coming? Where from they come? I don't do it this way. I don't think this way. But still, so they will then pop up. That's the way. Then past impressions of sense pleasures. Even sense pleasures, even also bad experiences, pleasure and pain, and also attachment, where your mind was stuck. You liked it in the world. Those attachment will come up. It is not attached to God, so it will attach to the other things and other mundane things of the world. mundane name, fame, person, relation, good, bad, all these mixed experiences will come. And as a result, the worldly objects and persons will arise to threaten him. That means his spiritual journey, to block them, and that he will then fall from the path of union with God. Now, then what? But after this, the next verse says, that means our journey should be according to the in favoring the scriptures and Guru's words, and not giving an opportunity of any relaxation when the worldly thoughts will take its own position and then drown us. Again, take a back journey. I'm trying to go against the current, and current will push me back again. Now, Lokeopi, the next verse 14th, even in the transactional world, Lokeopi Tabadeva. It is there like example in the world. Bhojanadi Vyaparo tu Asarira Dharana Vidhi. Dharana Abodhi. Lokeopi, 14th verse. In original Sanskrit, Narada says, Lokeopi, in the when you are concerning about the Lokika transactional world, you have to perform action. You have to do work. How long? Till then, Tavadevo, your material activity, your day-to-day transactional world should continue. Oh, I'm a lover of God. And you behave irrelevantly. Don't say, oh, Ramakrishna did that. You are not Ramakrishna. Don't make an excuse. You are, you are. So, loke, when you are in the transactional world and do in connected with day-to-day behavior, lokeopi, tavadevo. How long you will behave like that? So long you are not unconscious with God. So long you have consciousness, behave like a normal person. Only sick people do behave otherwise. Mentally sick, they behave differently. God is asking me to salute, lie down here. God is telling him to lie down there in the street. So many mentally disturbed people may do that and say that God is telling me. No, be normal. Behave like a normal person. You have to go super normal. No, not abnormal. They are very close. Supernatural people also behave little not according to our standard. And abnormal people also behave certain wrong things. But don't be abnormal, but follow normality as long as you live in the world. So, lokeopi tabadevo. As for example, as long as you are in laukika karma, day-to-day karma, you have to perform those karma. How long? Then, up to then, so long you are not totally intoxicated in God. You know, like bhojanadi vyapara. That means your eating, your day-to-day movement, your day-to-day transaction with the other people. It should be normal. Look at that. Greatest example is Ramakrishna and their disciples. Then no one is abnormal. No one can tell them abnormal. They're very intelligent, very sharp, very to the point, exactly to the point. Even they cannot tolerate little emotional uh, misconduct. Emotional misconduct means even someone is showing little emotion for God, he says, yes, restrain it, so that it becomes deeper, not to show. So this is the so in the transactional world, our karma also, our behavior should be so long, that long I have my body consciousness. I live in the world, no? But that means, what does it mean? That means your behavior, your transaction with eating food, sleeping, and interaction all should be followed by a normal person's activity. That means you continue normal behavior. So the translation, let us go on 14th, page 50. Social customs and practices need only be followed. You may say, I am a lover of God, I am intoxicated. Huh? No, Ramakrishna did not do that. Ramakrishna did not do, he was intoxicated in God. He was performing the puja, is it not? In that Kali temple. But he is doing the puja, he is doing one flower, offering one flower, and bas, half an hour, 20 minutes gone. And what's the next procedure you do? You have to do the puja, you have to offer the fruits, and suppose our pujarini, you put all the tray, food tray, and pujarinis are samadhi in samadhi level. Half an hour gone, 1 hour gone. Huh? And we will eat. You offer the food and then the prasad will come and we will eat. But if it happens, that is not possible for you or me. If Ramakrishna was doing like that, so work dropped from him. He didn't have to give up. But the puja work dropped from him because he is not in that position anymore. Intoxicated in love so much, so recollectedness is so much, the other activity is not possible. Even his own eating, sleeping was all irregular. Normally people eat at time, whole night they sleep. Why was Ramakrishna sleep whole night? Even his disciples, he didn't allow others to sleep. Latu Maharaj, he said, hey, Latu, does God sleep? Huh? You are sleeping. So, he does not sleep. It's telling, oh, Holy Mother is sleeping on the next Nahavat. And who was there? Holy Mother and Lakshmi Didi was there. Niece. So, Ramakrishna said, hey, get up in the morning. Maybe 3 o'clock or so. He was going for towards that pine grove or something. And he's saying, get up, this early morning. Start taking the name of the Lord. Holy Mother saying, hey, don't do anything. He has no sleep. You sleep a little bit more. He was supporting Lakshmi Didi to sleep more. But Ramakrishna came and they are not getting up, no sign. So he bought a bucket of water and pushed that water. Meaning, that means, so that is for two things. Practicing people like Lakshmi is saying, practice this way. Get up in the morning, do things, and behave normally. Cook, clean, do. Holy Mother, being established in highest knowledge, day and night serving Ramakrishna's disciple, cooking, cleaning, doing all the things, no, day and night. She never got tired. She never complained to Ramakrishna, what did you do? I can stay here in this room. And really, one cannot stay in that small room, no? And there is the cooking vessel, there is the all cooking pots and pans, and then even the live fish is hanging on the head. So this is the small 8 feet by 8 feet octagonal or say hexagonal room. But she didn't ever complain. So her mind was totally intoxicated, but at the same time, how regularly following the discipline of normal people. So social customs and practices need only be followed. Followed how long? Until one's love for God grows intense. But acts such as, what are the other activity? Like eating, like drinking, etc. That means the normal interaction with people. You're sleeping, all these normal things as anyone does, which are necessary for the preservation of the body, must not be given up. Your preservation of the body, whatever body needs, you should not give up. Because you are not that mature. If you do too much austerity on your body, you will think of the body. When you are not, that mind is not lifted from the body to God, Mind will come back to the body again. So therefore, make it normal so that it does not bother you too much. Let the brother ass be fed a little bit so that brother ass gives service back to you. Hmm? Brother, who is to say brother ass? Brother Lawrence. So brother Lawrence is to treat this body as brother ass. This ass is to help me in my spiritual journey. So give little food, proper sleep, proper rest. Eh? Clean it, keep it as much as possible to get return. What return? The return of God realization. So it is that way you have to pay attention. Balance. Many people don't make this balance. We go one or the extreme way. So the explanation is either social customs, practices are not specifically enjoined by the scriptures. They are different in different countries and among different races. No, you cannot say an universal formula of social interaction, dress code, going to eating habit. Every country, people are born with their environment. They are habituated one type of food. Another country, maybe another. The Indian people mostly rice, dal. Huh? That will be common food. Or you can get idli, dosa. But you cannot complain, hey, you are eating idli? That should not be done. Oh, you are eating chicken? Huh? It cannot be done. You cannot say like that. Everyone is born under a country, condition, social upbringing. Those should be different. But these social custom and practices are not, that's why you know one scripture you can follow. You can follow one scripture where it has been spoken. Ramanuji devotees, the Ramanujacharya followers, and they follow their discipline, their eating habit, their customs. They consider you are a devotee if you follow that. But we cannot go and match with them because our Vedanta is too liberal. We don't have eating this way, eating that way, taking here, taking eating. The Vaishnavas are very meticulous about purity, impurity, pure concept. We are impure all in their eyes, the way we behave. But it is not from our Vedantic perspective. We are not doing wrong. We are good people. We are we are maintaining purity. So purity concept is different in different areas as social customs and your day-to-day interaction. So they are different in different countries and among different races. For instance, people of different countries dress differently. How many characteristic dresses in the world? Manipuri people in India, they dress one way. Assamese people dress another way. Bengalis dress another way. South India, you go, they only one cloth like this and bare body. Bas. Sometimes they put one chadar. Very rarely, because it's a hot country, they behave one way. In Bengal, there is Babu. All Babus have their dress, different dress. In America, you come, there is one type of dress. And of course, fashion world is changing every time. That's a different issue. But still, every dress is different. So regarding dress, conventional customs and practices, through though merely conventional, are to be followed until intense love for God grows in the heart. Holy Mother has a saying to this effect. Holy Mother is very practical. She said that one should act and behave as dictated by the circumstances in which one is placed. Wherever you are there, just adjust yourself in that. Because there is no universal principle. This is called good, that is called bad. That's why our scriptures say, what is good? If you remember God, that is good. If you even most sattvika food, vegetarian, vegan, all touch with Ganga water you have cooked, that will not be pure. Does that food remind you of God? When you are taking the food, do you think it is a prasad I am taking? Then that is pure. So these are the deeper meaning of these practices. So, Holy Mother is saying that to the effect that one should act and behave as dictated by the circumstances in which one is placed. And there is the saying of Saint Ambrose, what? When you are in Rome, live in the Roman style. Hmm? So wherever you are, you adapt the style of their lifestyle, but keep the mind in God. One criterion, keep the mind in God. If you forget God, most pure thing is impure. And if you remember God, most impure thing is also God. Yeah. Most impure, most bad, no bad, because it is God. So that focus should, we miss this ground in our spiritual journey. Mostly we miss this ground. We don't pay attention to this fundamental point. Taddinam durdinam manne. That day we see bad day. Today is a bad day. Why? Oh, this sky is gloomy. Oh, it is too hot. These are not bad days. But that is the bad day when you could not remember God that day. You never thought of God. You didn't meditate on God. That's a bad day. A day is gone in West. Jaddinam Horikatha Sanglapo Pijusha Borjitam. Pijusha means the nectar. Nectar of Horikatha. And you are devoid of that. You did not listen to Harikatha, God's words. Your tongue did not repeat the Lord's name. Your mind did not recollect about the divine truth. So that is the bad day. So see, straight thing. That's why Vedanta is very simple and all the scriptures are simple. But people don't pay attention there. They only go on purification. Oh, hand has touched. It is to be washed. Are, is it reminding you God? Or it is only pure soap? You are spending more soap in your hand. Tell you those people who are always working in the soap department, so their hand will be most pure. They are the purest people in the world. So keep the mind in God. God is the purifying agent. These are all for leading us to that point. And so there is
if said like that bad day, if you
forget God.
Some near and dear one you love passed away, and that day you did your japa and all these things regularly. So your closest person passed away, you won't say that one is a bad day just because you did your japa.
No, you will think that bad day. Yes, none that's good day. Bhakti will look at it different, positive way. Someone is died, we will all die. God has taken him in his lap. I will also be ready for that. It is nothing bad if you remember God. And that bereavement can bring you to God more. That is the point. And people come to God more when they lose their own family, friends, and relations. No. Then, if they have a little element, they will think of God. Oh Lord, why it is happening? And lamenting even. Oh Lord, why did it happen? Where did you go? Why did you take away from me? Even then, he's calling upon God. So, if that happens, it is meaningful. Otherwise, you see what happens. Only lamentation, and it gives to depression and separation. But if you think that Lord has taken, Lord has given, Lord has taken, no? Lord giveth and Lord taketh. You know? So maybe he is free from all the sufferings of life. Now he is going to his own abode in the, and we will also go there. Or you cry even, why did you do it for me? Oh Lord, you are there. No, people do that. That makes them more spiritual, intensify. It's not bad. That's a good in that sense. So when a man of God may become forgetful of outwardly forms and cannot be expected to observe them strictly. However, a man of God is not neglectful of natural and biological activities. Natural activities of life and the biological activities means sleeping, eating, all those things, such as eating, drinking, sleeping, for preservation of his body, nor does he neglect his health. He does not pamper his health, he does not neglect his health, but takes care. A man of God considers his mind and body as not belonging to him, himself, but to God, who is the indwelling spirit in him. You can say, it's my body. That's why it says, no, Lord abides in this. It's not my body, his body. So when you bring his body, so what will be your duty? You have to take care of it only. You have been asked to take care. God has given you this body, this body, this body, this body. You take care of this body. How? You know how to take care. But don't day and night go on taking care of the body and polishing it and making it beautiful, beautifying it this way, that way. Normally, keep it well, keep it clean, put some, what you call, um, what?
Moisturizer?
Uh,
Shampoo?
shampoo, or do whatever you like to keep it. Hair should be dirty otherwise, or do something. But it is for helping me because it is not mine. You cannot claim it is my body. What control you have in your body? It is God's body, God's engine. Why don't you think that we have 5, 6 cars? One is a SUV, another is a truck, another is a Prius, another this. No? So these are one car. And all belong to the Babu, the Lord of the world. No? His car. So what is he has given you the responsibility to what to do. You take care of the car. That must given you are responsible to take care of this car. So that is the take care of the car. But don't be attached to it. It is not yours. You think, you are not there. It is not your possession is not yours. It's possessed by the Lord. So thinking that's why it is called Riddhase Arjuna Tishtati. Arjuna, that Ishvara, the Lord of the universe, is seated in the heart of all, and he is controlling from there. Why controlling? Like the electricity. Electricity controls our computer. Does it control the computer? Well, yes. Your computer will not start. Your air condition, who controls? Electricity controls. Your phone, our phone was discharged. Who controls the phone? Phone, machine, all these other connections of this, what you call the IT professionals, they will know how it is conjoined, this and that. Is that or electricity? Go at the back of everything. Just an example, we are so upset yesterday or day before.
Yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning, night onward, from 3 o'clock on. Like, how shall we eat? We cannot eat. It's dark. We cannot, in the temple we went. And we cannot read our morning chanting. What shall we do? Why? You are only independent. Do independent. Only electricity is gone. Your air condition is gone, your light is gone, your fan is gone, your phone is gone, your computer is not working, your laptop and whatever activity level, all gone. Your clock is stopped, you do not know what is the time. And what is the time? We do not know. The all clock are gone. Gone why? Its clock is there, engine is there, every part is there. So it is yours. It belongs to the support energy. That's electricity. And that it is the electricity of the electricity. That's why you call Chetana, Chetananam. The Chetan, conscious being of the consciousness, apparent consciousness. Think of him and give authority to him. It does not depend on whole machine will be there, all junk. Suppose from tomorrow, if it happens that 1 month there is no electricity, what will happen? Just imagine, generator, then electricity. Generator is generating electricity. But if the electricity is gone, forget. The generator has no meaning. So all machine, all achievement, all our success, all big, what not, all the intricate findings in the lab and this and that, everything will collapse without electricity. It's just a gross example. So God is like that. To think that He is the boss, It is foreign. So, what this verse says, the social customs and practices need only to be followed unless we have grown love for God intensely. But acts, other activities like their eating, sleeping, interaction will be like a normal person. That is to be followed, which is necessary for preserving the body. And that should not be given up, but should be followed as because it is not your body, it is his body, it is his engine, it is his car. For a specific purpose he is using. That's why devotees will say, not me, O Lord, thou. So here we end today. Time is also just
Only one question.
got, and we have any question? Okay. And next day, today, in the next what we shall do, well, 7:30 we'll have our Nectar of Supreme Knowledge class. Okay. And next day we'll start from that bhakti. What is the bhakti? Sign of bhakti. That you are growing in bhakti. What will be your tendency? How will you, how I can see you that you are interested in. We say, let me see whether he's interested in this. No. So how we are interested in bhakti, how will you know that? Those examples they will give according to the opinion of different sages. And one question, enough. Oh, the question is that following the scriptures, Patricia Bennett, she says, following the scriptures, they impose many restrictions, rituals, and rules upon us. But Holy Mother says we should treat God as our very own. How do you reconcile these ideas? Yes, those ideas are imposed many restrictions in the time past. Those who are will not listen if it is said in a simple language. Scriptures say if you don't do, then it will this bad omen will come. You will be affected by this do's and don'ts to make our irregular life regulated. But what Holy Mother is saying, Mother says we should treat God as our very own. There is a love has generated. When love is generated, then it is a different thing. Whatever you do out of love and out of fear, two things are different. A person works under a boss with fear, and one person makes friendship with the boss and become bosom friend. So they don't behave the same way in their interaction. When we think that God is far away and I am not following God's discipline and God will punish me, like in the Old Testament, the idea of God as a frightening God, punishing God. In Hinduism also, in early days, Rudra, God Shiva, is a punishing God. Ma Kali with a sword in hand, going to kill everyone. No, it's a frightening mother. But a devotee does not look at the frightening mother. Frightening mother is when mother sometimes chastises the child, but with full love. But the child may not understand that it's my love. Mother loves me, that's why she is doing this. So when love comes, it transforms differently. That's why Holy Mother said, when a loving relationship comes, suppose giving a gross example. In a boss's office, one girl was working. And she was working under the boss and all his control. And it happened, they grow in love personally in their life. Huh? And then what transformation comes? She works under the same boss, maybe, working there, but the relationship is changed. As a result, that fear element has come. So this is the same thing if we know that if we don't follow rules and regulations, God will punish me. He's a punishing God. You will incur sin. You'll have to go to hell. Hellfire is the punishment, and the scriptures sometimes tell us, do this, otherwise it will be bad for you. That to make us straighten. But when the devotee loves God, this formula does not act there, does not need to come into the picture at all, and it does not have any effect. The loving God is the question, but our spiritual life starts from fearing God and then transforms gradually into a loving God. Huh?
One more question.
How more? Okay. No. How do we transform worldly thoughts into thoughts of God? Yeah, that is the whole devotional books teaches us how to transform. There are simple ways how to transform our every thought. It's God. Worldly thought. What is worldly? We make it worldly. Everything is made by God. Nothing worldly. All spiritual. If not spiritual, why Ramakrishna saw spirituality everywhere? But on ignorant eye, because we are in ignorance, there is duality, and duality, good and bad, will be there. Therefore, transforming is, we can take many ways to see God there in at the back of it, covered by Maya, covered by the three gunas. Then you should not blame the person bad or good. You can blame the gunas are bad or good. The person behind is God Himself. So we can transform our worldly thoughts. Worldly thoughts, there is nothing worldly, all is God. But how we can think that it is coming from God? It's a practice. And normally I will say, if anyone is a initiated devotee, repeat the mantra relentlessly in such a way that mind does not get a chance to think of other thought. Ah, if you keep the mind so much engaged in thinking, the other thoughts are trying to. Suppose you are engaged in over phone and talking to somebody, and 10 people are now trying to connect it on one person sees it engaged on, another person engaged on, so another thought, they're trying to raise their hood, but they will not get a chance because line is engaged with God or repeating the mantra. So Holy Mother's formula is simple. Take the name of the Divine Mother or japa japa japa. That will be Vedanta Chinta. Not this, not this, not this, throw away, not this, not this. I'm Atman, I'm Atman. If you are a follower of Vedanta. Or if you are mixed, either Bhakta and Vedanta, sometimes be Vedanta. Not this, not this, not this. Huh? And then follow the path of Bhakti. It is all his play going on. Or repeat the mantra. So, any means, Gyan, Karma, Yoga, Bhakti, any means you take and practice. And that only to stop the chattering of the mind. Mind will not be able to push me into any other thought. How? It needs intense practice. That's why constant japa is one way that can constantly engaging the mind in with the remembrance of God, as we read today and yesterday. How to constant remembrance of God. We have to practice that, practice that, practice that. Thank you all. So we'll see you again in the next time. Okay. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanam Astu.
I have a question.
Hmm.